This happened to me when I was 22 years old and still in college. I was getting to the end of my senior year, and because of the classes I picked, my classes weren't that hard. So I decided I need some work experience. I had no prior work experience prior to this job, other than some volunteer jobs, so it was pretty hard for me to find a job. After searching for a long time, the only job I could find was as a night shift security guard at a warehouse center. I didn't like this job at first, but the pay was good, and they told me that I would be working with someone else, and that job wouldn't be too hard. And since it was at night, I thought I could use that time to do some homework. The job wasn't too hard. We would have one person walking around the warehouse to make sure no one snuck in, and another person manning the security cameras to make sure nothing happened. When I had that security camera job, I would use that time to do my homework. So overall, it was pretty easy. We would occasionally get some homeless people trying to live here or some college students making ruckus, but nothing much happened. The worst that happened prior to this experience was some drunk people trying to look for problems, but we would occasionally have to call the cops. So overall, the job was pretty easy. The incident happened when I've been doing this job for about 4 months. It began like any other day. We had both done our morning routine and everything was going great. My coworker was looking around the warehouse to see if anybody snuck in, and I was getting comfortable looking at security cameras. So I started doing my homework. But then I got a phone call. Now this was kind of weird because our warehouse had been closed for at least 3 hours, and within the 4 months of doing this job, I had never gotten a phone call. So I picked up the phone. Then I heard a voice in a weird tone asking me to look at the security cameras to see if anything was going on. I looked at the security cameras and I said, there's nothing going on. I told the person at the other end of the line that there was nothing going on with the camera and that this was a prank they needed to stop. But this did not faze them. They just told me to look at camera 4. Now, camera 4 was the main camera to our entrance, and when I saw what happened, look at camera 4, my whole body froze. I saw a man with a clown costume with an assault rifle in their hand. I told the person that they needed to leave because I was going to call the cops, but this did not faze them. They just laughed. So I immediately hung up the phone and told my coworker about what happened. I told my coworker about what happened, and when he heard, he immediately rushed to me, and we both called the cops. The cops eventually came, but did not find any evidence of breaking and entering or anything bad happened, and they tried to trace the phone call, but they could not trace the phone call to anybody else. After this day, I quit my job immediately. I still don't know what happened that day.